it actually takes away. Just like somebody was like, "Oh, that's a crazy looking angle of you." I'm like, "It is." It's like, guys, I was like, "It's fine." Okay, let me find. Oh, okay. So yeah, so it could be like something like this, which I don't even know how many that would end up being, but or something like that way.
Okay, so
It'll
then
look more like it, but it's still coming to the back, like not coming to no front weird.
okay, and so it would be like braids coming from
Yeah,
different way directions like that.
yeah. They can come straight back like that, or they can have like a slight turn to them too.
Okay. So this
But it wouldn't be like a I don't know.
the fully down like that. Now, were you telling me this because it's getting light in that region,
No, it's
or
just
okay?
because I don't want to do two braids today. I just think it'd be cool to just change it.
Huh? Yeah, because I was thinking about doing 4 or 6
Okay.
and something like that. So
It's just because
show me some, yeah.
yeah, it's just to change it. We've done the same hairstyle a couple of times, and I just thought it'd be cool to just do something different.
Okay.
It's nothing. There's no logic behind it.
Okay. Now, because I
Actually, I do want to use this particular stuff because this is a stimulating. Your head might itch a little, not itch. It might burn, tingle, strong.
okay.
But you like all that because you like mint and all that. So you're actually gonna like this. This is what's in my hair right now.
The effervescence.
Yeah, my daughter Zoe hates this one. She's like, "Mom, I hate that one. It's too strong. It's making my eyes burn." I'm like, "Good. It means it's working." Come on. I just I can't open it. You know what? Well, thank you.
Mhm. My hands wasn't greasy. I mean, you got all this on your hands, so
Yeah.
thank you, thank
And you just have better dexterity with the pinchers. But yeah. Now I always think about a lot of stuff too. And I just like doing different stuff. So I always just like,
you.
hey,
I
what if
know I'm
we
doing with the
change?
best, so I'm just like, hey, and I am gonna get edged up after this.
Okay.
So just like if something's too small to be put in,
Don't force it.
yeah, don't be afraid to have me looking crazy out there. So I'm about to just get them to fade it up, just a little bit, towards the bottom, I guess, whatever.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think about a lot of stuff. I realize too is like a lot of people don't realize they're literally creating their life. You're like we're all curators, and it all starts with the mind. And that's the reason why so many people. That's why they fearmonger on the news and everything else. Is because how creative can you be when you're in a state of fear?
Oh yeah, that's definitely. There's been a whole lot of fear mongering since we last saw each other, and they just increase these cycles just to keep people distracted
Mm-hmm.
and away from the natural blessings of, especially with that. One of the most enigmatic things to happen in the last 20 days at least. That the shooting of that dude, and that happened, right around 9/11.
Right.
They're always trying to lock that 9/11 energy up,
Yep. They're just trying to
but
bring it back to the surface.
we just had that happened literally a day after the 999 portal.
That's what I was about to get into. So a lot of people don't realize how a lot of these tragedies and all these other things are staged and curated to like around think about all the planetary alignments, think about all the different things that are going on in
Mm-hmm.
nature, even with the harvest moon and everything else. It's like they're intentionally
Mm-hmm.
trying to take people down during their highest energetic states.
Yeah, and just because if they can take your attention from yourself, then you're just creating their stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why 9/11, COVID-19. They want you covered 9 to 1, 1 to 9, and leave you with zero. You know, and that's just the whole point of that. But that, this being a 9 year, 2025,
Mm-hmm.
and September 9th, uh, 2025, that 999 right there. This is like real chances to end like a decade full of whatever the fuck has been holding you back. Like, and really
Right.
just, and they immediately just want to tie you down into negative energy.
It
And,
is a new beginnings. And it's funny that you say that because I literally been experiencing that for myself. And I've noticed just how I've had so many synchronicities since I've distanced myself from negativity. And even when anyone is, I know you don't like the fully stitch braids, and I'll go back through with the comb and close them up. But yeah, even with everything going on in the world right now, I just like actually I need to. But yeah, I was just like I'm not gonna allow it in my orbit. I can't,
nah,
and it doesn't matter who it's from. I can't.
you legitimately have to curate this shit right now because
This is the only time to do it. This is a blessed state, and most people are gonna miss it.
yeah, but even, Shocktober starting today, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just had, that sun still kind of feels like we're in August, though, and
It definitely does.
it's interesting how much changes, how quickly here in Nashville, especially since we're getting so much energy from around the world coming here looking for certain things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dang, we really do have like a major energy center taking place here.
Oh yeah. And then a lot of people don't even realize. I know what's going on with me. With I'm my spirit is on an energetically open loop right now, and that's why all the difference with the solar flares and everything else, like it's changing, like it's amplifying my abilities right now, and it's creating almost like a cognitive dissonance with everything, but it's working in it's in a flow state, but it's in a good way, but it's still overwhelming me,
Mm.
and that's why I haven't been sleeping as much.
Yeah, no, this it happens on multiple levels, of just like, this energy in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're clearly trying to, to lie to masses of people, and now people are having cognitive dissonance on, like, no, this isn't really happening. There's no way they
Right.
could really, no, it's like,
Just like people
yeah.
don't realize that as they raise their energy, they jump to different planes, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why they're trying to get rid of coins, because
Right.
as you jump into different realms of energy, the coins change.
Yeah.
And I noticed that with my daughters.
Hmm.
And I explained that to them because growing up, we all believed that oh my, last time I talked about this kind of stuff, my lives got froze. People couldn't interact, and yeah.
Like, we're gonna stop all that.
But seriously though, like growing up, which ways did you remember the penny facing? Which way do you remember the quarter facing?
I mean, that I feel like the quarter was facing left, and I'm just, if I visualize a quarter, I'm seeing George Washington. I'm seeing, him facing left. Has that switched? You told me that.
So growing up, I remember all the all the coins, all the silver coins facing to the right, and the penny was facing to the left because they all turned their backs on Lincoln.
I remember there being a saying like that about that. But I mean, there's also things like the Berenstain Bears. Like,
Yeah,
which one was it for real? Which one did they say? Bearstain,
yeah. All I have
Bernstein,
a whole video about that on YouTube.
Mandela.
Yeah, the Mandela effect. Yes,
Yeah,
I
and
have a whole video about it, and I'm noticing just so many things. Just like Chikapu, Chik, Chikapu. How you say his name? You know the dude from Gotta Catch 'Em All, Pokemon. He used to have two black lightning bolts on his tail.
Oh, you talking about Pikachu?
Pikachu, yeah, yeah. He doesn't have that anymore. Just like Shaggy from Scooby Doo, he used to have a big old Adam's apple with two hairs.
Yeah, I remember that one. And
He does not.
Yeah.
I have found my daughter's book in this realm. He does not.
And see, that's the thing about because they were talking about this Mandela effect being a consequence of altering timelines with the Large Hadron Collider, which is CERN, and that's the particle accelerator that they turn on in Swiss Geneva to get to doing experiments to go about finding. Well, this is what they tell the public. You know?
Right, this is what they're telling the public, but quantum physics, just like that show Quantum Leap, I love it, and I love the old one and I still love the new one, and I'm constantly drawn to it because one of the things I always tell everyone, for anything that's put out into the world, there is an ounce of truth.
Yeah.
It's not all fairy tale. And a lot of the things that I used to tell people is true that everyone says I was crazy for.
Oh yeah.
It's all come to the surface now.
Nobody keeps track of that though, right?
Right.
Like, oh yeah.
You said it, Markette, but we didn't believe you. But now, as a content creator, there's whole videos of me making.
Same. Yeah.
I never said it was anything other than. But now you have proof that I never.
Now that's
wavered.
That's a beautiful thing about truth. You know, it stands the test of time.
It truly does.
And that test of time is just the revelations with the apocalypse, the revealing of the truth, the revealing of what's hidden. You know, that's what apocalypse means. And this is why we've come to sort of an apocalyptic type state, and they want to turn it into a dystopian thing, but that only comes from the distraction. It's like, we don't have to stay distracted like that.
You choose it. But the thing is, at the end of the day, we still all have free will. And that's why a lot of the videos that are negative, they're always going to have higher ratings, higher views, higher shares, higher boosts in the algorithm. But anything positive, it tends to have less. But then I realized that the fact that my videos are all positive, I'm not doing anything destructive, I'm not hurting anyone.
Yeah.
But I still get views.
No,
that says a lot.
Being able to, even it's wild, the light is, they call Lucifer the light bearer, and a lot of the technology and things that things that emit like false lights are Luciferian by nature, but the devil wouldn't be there without God, vice versa. There has to be balance between these things, and it just gets to people when they don't actually balance out their own light with the light of others. And so, like, when you emanate light, like the way someone like yourself does, it does attract vampires, but it also attracts people of the same frequency or people searching that frequency.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that it attracts everything. Everything is drawn to a light.
Yeah, but this is definitely a powerful realm where we can actually take hold and control that light. Like, this is what we're here to do. Like this, and then the light is up for grabs right now because people are really having a tough time apprehending light. And this, you see, some of the biggest content right now is job loss content. Like, people
really,
say, "Oh, I've lost this job."
See, I don't watch any of that. I don't even know. There's none. I honestly, I had no clue.
Yeah, this is because people are going through that realm of people who relied on the system. They're kind of getting their wake up call right now, and it's like, the system was never a good steward of your time, anyways. And if you weren't creating a way out of it, it's going to be a hard ass awakening.
But you're never supposed to have one means of income ever. Anyway, you're never supposed to be codependent on anything.
True that.
You're supposed to always be willing to pivot. You're always supposed to be willing to learn, to change, to elevate. And when you find that elevation, that's where the growth comes from.
That's what I love about this is God teach a hard lesson every now and then, and like forcing people out of their comfort zones of what they've been into for a long time. I think that that's starting to happen at new levels. But like this year, also a thing that's an uptick is people taking their children out of school, out of like
And my daughter wants to come out so badly, but I don't have the capacity to homeschool.
yeah. And so this is going to create worlds with those capacities, and
Mm-hmm.
it's wild because it hasn't always been that way. But this is exactly what world we've kind of brought about right now
Right.
because we can only exist in that constrained frequency that they be giving us for so long before we lose all humanity. And that's what they want to do is make that happen to where okay now you want to go get the gun, now you want to go do that, now we have a reason to actually bring about this war that we've
Right.
been trying to create amongst you guys. But it's like nah man, that's not part of the plan. This is exactly why everything's so see-through right now. And but to see if people can actually like turn their back on what they've known
Mm-hmm.
so dear so long, that's the test of now. It's like man, this is, I know it's comfortable, I know we've been doing it like this, but look, if you continue down that route,
It's dangerous.
you are going to lose all value.
Right.
And they've already got you to reduce your value to most things is just to just be a consumer and a battery. This system has given us assault and battery, assault on our minds and turning us into a battery. This is the exact method of the system, and now the system has out system
Oh,
itself.
I like that. Keep going. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, just the system doing system like things, turning people into those the like a mindless drone, like a hive, but we don't have that community that a hive has, and now people
Right. You
are
have to have a high mindset to have people truly be in a state.
yeah, and people
Actually,
are
I have to
like
change that.
I actually want community now. People are striving and starving for community now, and that's the wild part about life right now. I think that we can actually get back to community, but it's gonna take something more jarring to hit. And then sometimes people be like, "What are we trying to save?" Like this is wild stuff. Like it's interesting. My boy's got a 13-year-old daughter. He's Nigerian. The mom is white, and he's always definitely tried to bring culture into the girl's life. Different cultures. So he's like, let me take her to one of these football games. Like a classic, like a
Right. Yeah.
HBCU
HBCU. Yeah.
classic, and so he goes. She goes with him to a classic, but he gets introduced to and like he knows how to handle himself around the black community, but some of this is kind of new to her,
Right.
and
Because he grew up in it. This is his world.
yeah, and everybody wants quote unquote better for your child, but you don't want to get them unfamiliar with what life is like, and but like just some levels of existence that he came across where it's like damn, like he's like, what's one song, man? It was just talking, it was just like pussy the whole time. It was saying pussy the whole time. And he was just like, I got her right there with that. And granted, he's at the table environment. He was a male. He was used to growing up in this, and he
Mm-hmm.
wants something different from for his daughter now. And yet he was just like, man, he's just like, how do I blend that culture right? Because I don't want her to like there's a guy named Ali Sadiq. He has a stand-up comedy routine. It's called My Two Sons,
Mm-hmm.
and he talks about how his one son is a little older and he's going through millennial problems, and then his youngest son, he's like he's never seen struggle. He don't know nothing about that, and I love it. He never had that,
Right.
but when I took him to see my folks over here, he was like, "Dad, I wasn't shooing her away. I was shooing the flies around my face." He's just like, they're like, you get your kid. He's brand new over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just don't know how to behave or interact with certain levels of blackness that has been fomented here in America.
Right.
And so I asked him today. I was like, so what is urban? What is that urban experience you're looking for her to have?
Right. How do you answer that? Because I feel like with my kids, I chose to have them around everything
Mm,
at an early age.
mm-hmm,
So all the different family members, all the different styles of living,
mm-hmm.
my children have been around everything.
Yeah.
My kids, I think my 20-year-old realizes how she lives and how she was brought up. She also realizes how it's not normal to have been to so many countries.
Mm,
But to her, that was normal. And she took it, she told me she used to take it for granted, not realizing that that's not normal.
yeah. No. Like I mean, that's the part of like the kid's early life. What's normative is what you give them.
Yeah,
And
but I never wanted my children to be around. Like, there are some things that they're around, and I'm just like, okay, we're going to do this. But then there's other things that they're around. I'm just like, I don't even want to be around this anymore. This is beneath me. And I feel like by teaching them stuff like that, it made them better rounded people. Even though, like, my kids didn't like going to public. Well, my youngest child liked it. I mean, my oldest child liked it. My youngest child hated it. But putting them in a community center camp, that was fully intentional.
mm,
By putting them in a community center camp that was $300 for the summer, that taught them how to interact with the type of people whose families are that way, which means that it was submersive.
mm-hmm,
And I feel like a lot of times in life we have
mm,
a fear of our children becoming something that you don't want, but you also have to realize a lot of the times they're they're made to feel like it's better because they're like, well, why are you trying to keep me from it? And I noticed that with
mm,
my oldest child, she actually
mm.
liked the broke lifestyle because it was new to her. It was the
Yeah.
thrill.
It's the other side of the fence.
Yeah. And then once she experienced it, she was like, you know what? This is beneath me. And now she's starting to see that it wasn't as cool as she thought it was. Everything that glitters isn't gold.
No,
And
well said. Yeah.
it's just like you gotta understand, like, struggle is not fun. And a lot of those kids were being mean to you because they were jealous. And some of those kids who you thought were your friend that were leading down the wrong path, that's because they were jealous of your lifestyle. They came to your house, they seen your room, and they don't even have a room.
Yes.
Like, they seen your fridge and they don't even own a fruit. They're trying new experiences that you
Yeah.
think is normal because they're your friend.
Yeah. No. Nothing will make you realize how your life is different than when you have like a friend tell you something that you didn't even think about. Like
Right.
even this happened with one of my early white friends. Like one of my friends who lived up the hill from me, and I didn't have too many people living in my neighborhood, so we became friends early. But later on in life, as we talked later in life, he was like, "Man, that one time where my folks were fighting, and your parents came in and like got me, and I stayed the night at y'all crib." He's like, "Dude, that's some of the most real parenting love shit I've ever seen in my life." He's like, I've actually can't say that I've seen them before." And that tripped me out because it's like something so standard, something so
Mm-hmm.
situational, something so human.
Yeah, just doing the right thing.
And it's like you never know what is normative to other people because we become so performative within a state of capitalism that we live in because everybody wants nobody and the phones and the social media is damn near one of the worst things to amplify this because nobody wants to look like they're not performing right. no matter how they're performing. And that's what's vastly different than the village.
Right.
See, we've been on a transition, and all cultures go through this through time of a transition from the village to the town to the city to the mega city.
Right.
And what slides on that scale as we go from the village to the mega city. And I always look at things in the lens of politics, economics, and culture. And at the beginning of that scale on the village, politics are very democratic and open. But then whenever it hits, because populations, they also go the incline, decline, and then collapse.
Mm-hmm.
So this incline unity is the way of the politics there. But then during the decline, you start to get more bureaucratic things taking place where people are just like, oh well, this got to be this way and that's got to be that way, and you start having like more rules and things like that. But then in the full out collapse, now they're straight up coercion. They're straight up lying to you in the
Mm-hmm.
collapse. So
This is why they're trying to ban books. This is why they're trying
yeah,
to ban a lot of family centers. And when they jump, and as all those things progress, you're also losing connection.
hmm
You're also losing community. You're also losing free thinking.
yeah, and that's all a part of denaturization, like taking you out of nature and your natural habitat. So
Mm-hmm.
so you can dehumanize a human. And
Definitely. They do it all the time.
yeah, we're to the point where dehumanization has become regular, and that's as regular as us walking past the homeless man. You know what I'm saying? Like they in the village unity, they keep it in a faraway place, like a movie like Avatar
Right.
or Planet of the Apes, like ape together strong,
Mm-hmm.
or Avatar, like I am you, and you are me. I see you, you see me.
Right.
That's how they greet each other in that movie and stuff, and that's nothing
And they
but
do that in a lot of cultures. Not American cultures, but in
yeah,
a lot of foreign
no,
cultures,
yeah,
they say "I see you," not just a hello.
yeah, and then here, and we're not gonna get into the word magic behind like hell, hello,
Right. See, look, my viewership went to zero. I've never had zero viewerships. That's how I know that I'm saying something that the masses is like, nah,
there's
it's
like
cool.
there's like let's put that away. They're kind of this one guy. He comes gets his hair braided here. They
It's
just get
fine.
to
I don't
this.
care. I'll share it anyway.
Yeah, no, because
But it needs to be said, and I feel like that's the type of thing that a lot of people need to hear. So I'll always just say it anyway, and then see what happens, because you never know.
this on record on wax, and that's why every time I'm on wax, it's pure facts, and
Yeah.
being able to come through and eschew the truth. That's what I must do, and
You
this,
sleep better at night.
yeah, and this, this day and age that beckons so much more out of all of us, but also is just comfortable enough to not see what's happening. There was a movie by one of the new hipster movie houses called A24.
Mm-hmm.
They make like a lot of real thought provoking, creative esque, edgy, modern movies, and they made a movie called Civil War. And within that movie, Civil War, they made sure to show how war can be happening, and but at the same time, other people are not even experiencing it. Like the movie was about like younger people. They're kind of like involved in this fight for free speech and this war. But then all the older people, they're kind of like, oh, really? Is that happening right now? Because
Right.
they're tucked away from it. It's not at their door yet.
Yeah, everything is hypothetical until you experience it for yourself.
Yeah, and that's the real. It's like, damn, being able to actually go through that and save yourself. You don't want to you don't want to just fall prey to what could come from these things. But it's hard to apprehend yourself when you're, like DMX. I'm slipping. I'm falling. I can't get up. I'm
Right.
slipping, falling. I can't get up. And because life be like that sometimes.
It definitely does.
And it's like it just matters that you're still trying though. It's like you got to switch it up and or at least get back to you.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Get to your own center and live off of your own truth. No matter what happens, as long as you're who you're supposed to be, everything will work out for you.
Day after day, I continue to be me, oh me. That's all I can be. Oh, day after day, I continue to be me, oh me. And he's still that same OB. See, Omar Bird. I put the same OB on it. That's what I did.
Yeah, that song's actually a good mantra, and that's one of those things a lot of people don't realize. A lot of songs are mantras, just like
Yeah. What
you're
is your
coming
mantra,
into yeah,
right?
you're coming into agreement with the song as you sing it, and that's why when I learned that, I became more mindful of the type of music I listen to and the type
Mm-hmm.
of songs I will sing. There are some that are super wretched that I will still cut
Yeah.
up to, but I'm just like, I don't want everything.
No, small doses, you know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah,
gotta be able.
microdose it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like when somebody, and that's why. So Young Thug recently returned from jail. Talked a lot of shit about Gunna, who he said snitched on him and all this stuff, but didn't really didn't really snitch on him per se. Statements were made, but it was nothing incriminating and hadn't been used against him, or else his ass wouldn't be here right now. But he took it under his volition to separate himself from him. Like, oh no, he's the bad, he's the rat, he's doing all this stuff. And now it comes out that he was actually ratting on people and doing surreptitious behavior. And now he's trying to drop music of that low frequency again, and it's not taken
Right.
like it normally did, while Gunna goes and puts out music of a higher frequency of he's made healthy change in his life. He's like lost a lot of weight, stays fit. He's got he like leading a run, people running and stuff like that,
Oh
run club
wow.
vibes, and just genuinely talks about positive things in his music, and so everybody's going through that change with him right now, and a lot of it was his fan base that actually hopped on to him with it, and it's just crazy because it's like, damn, you could lose what you stood for if you go back on the truth,
Right.
or if you try to lie, if you try to separate yourself from something, or if you're being extra against God's children, like
Right.
you will
You will
get
lose it
caught
all.
up. You
Oh
will
yeah.
get caught up.
I think about that kind of stuff too. In that video I did 23 minutes, the one that he was talking about before, I literally, that was my moment to state what I endured in a way that was still positive. And that was also just a way for me to just state my truth. I was willing to spend $93,000 to distance myself from negativity.
Mm.
And a lot of people are like, I can't believe you put your business in the street. You shouldn't say that you blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'll say what I want to say, and I'll say it with my chest up. But I'll
Oh.
also show you why I didn't fight as hard as I could have.
Mm.
I will also show you why it doesn't matter.
Mm.
Because at the end of the day, what's yours is yours. You could lose it temporarily, but a lot of the times that's just a test to see how are you in moments of weakness? How are you in seasons of loss?
Yeah.
Because when you pass the test of being able to make it through loss without losing yourself, then your blessings will come amplified and it'll be magnified at least tenfold
Yeah.
because you stayed strong through the triumph, like the trials and tribulations.
Yeah. You were there.
Yeah.
Like you were there. I remember you.
And that's why through it all, even before any of it happened, I already knew. I was like, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna keep my house. Everything's gonna work out for me.
Hmm.
And then 3 years later, still in my house.
Boom.
Still minding my business. You still had to walk around boxes to get up here because I'm still in the middle of renovations. Like
I knew.
yeah, like life is life and in the best way. But it's because I started with the end in mind. I started with the intent of knowing no matter what happens, I'm gonna be good. May not be exactly the way I want it yet. It will be. And I just was like, I was also like thinking about just how people say, oh, same situation, different body, and how in life we end up having people coming in and out of our lives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And coming in and out of our lives, and just how we think that, oh, if I did this one way, it'll make us like them or whatever. But then I also just reflected back on how a lot of the experiences that we're having is because we were supposed to learn something from that situation. And a lot of times, instead of learning what we were supposed to learn from it, we escape it too soon. And we never take time to reflect and ingest everything in a way that will teach us.
Yeah.
And that's why you end up having that insanity wheel of same situation, different person.
Yeah. Just how'd I get back here again?
Yeah.
And kind of like how a video game is like you gotta beat that final boss again.
Yep.
But then when it comes around, and just because the circumstances are different, did you still make the same choice?
Exactly.
It's like that was the boss. You know what your boss looks like,
right?
And you got to beat that thing. If you're not willing to, if you're not willing to boss up at that point, then why are you even playing with yourself like you're ready to play this game?
Right.
This game of life, your goal, the GOL, whatever it is. You better make it about God. That's the game of destiny, because you got a reason out here to be doing what you're doing. And it's like, if you're not actually taking actionable measures towards that, and not like it's even pressure, you just got to have the first actual measure is the thought.
Right. It all starts in the thought.
Mentalism is the first law of the universe.
All right, explain that, because I know somebody's gonna be like, who I don't know who's gonna rewatch it, but they're like, okay, so what is this? And I normally I'll go through and I'll explain a lot of words, but then I got lost into this.
I feel it now. Them the 7 laws of the universe, hermetic laws, laws of Thoth. These are laws that have been passed through energies that have presided over eons on Earth, and like some of the most traceable ones are Hermes during the Greek period, Thoth during the Egyptian period, and these universal laws all tend to stay the same, and they kind of look like cell growth if you were to look at it a different way. But first is the mentalism, all is the mind, and then comes duality, or as above, so below.
Mm-hmm.
These things, everything has its reflection, everything has its opposite.
Yep.
And
Yin
then
and yang is how a lot of people would know that.
yeah, and then the vibration is the third law. So now that you got two things out, we're vibing, right? It makes sense. There's a vibe being created by these two things, and now that the vibe is created, we're starting to see where things are going. So that's the polarity, which really starts to bring out the scale. of the pendulum swing, like how far it
Right.
goes in this direction, how far it goes in the other direction. And then the fifth law is rhythm, and that's keeping track of the polarity of the vibration created through the duality of the mentality. And then after you start to see that there's a rhythm, now you can start to see what cause and effect is. And this is why these are simple, universal truths that are self evident that you can pretty much filter any sort of phenomena through to understand what it is. Because once you understand what it is, you reach the seventh principle, and that is gender, the ability to create responsibly. And that's why gender is the last universal principle, because after you have understood what cause and effect is, you understand the rhythm of your emotion, why you do that, the polarity of that rhythm, like what is the bandwidth of your energy going back and forth, and the vibration that is created from that polarity. Then the duality, the as above, so below, everything has its
Mm-hmm.
effect. And then, of course, it started with your idea to even put out something into the universe. So the idea of reflecting upon itself is a duality right there. It's like, oh, let me look at this. Let me just pop out of myself real quick. Just imagine you're God experiencing everything, and it started with you thinking that you could, and like, what is this? Question into that. Now you talk with that thought. Oh, what is that? Oh, yeah, that is that. Oh, and then you can create higher levels. That's what time travel and dimensionality is. But they want you to think it. You got to go through a fucking Star Trek warp hole to get to these places. But no,
It all happens in the brain. It
yeah,
all starts with the brain.
yeah, we
And
time travel daily.
yes, you elevate or
Mm.
lower based off of your thoughts.
Yeah, it's like what you eat yesterday. Oh, you time traveling. There you go.
Right. But the thing is I actually will make sure that this video goes right after. Like I'm gonna make sure it's tethered to my 23-minute video because you literally touched on so many points that I did in that same video.
Nice,
Even down
nice.
to the pendulum.
Oh, word.
Even down to the pendulum. And I'm like, the pendulum, the reflection, like all those points are in that video.
I mean, this is definitely.
And that's like, because sometimes people have to hear things in threes. And I realized that the fact that I just felt like, no, we have to record today. Like, we have to record today. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know why, but we have to. And then the fact that you literally touched on the same things that I was touching on, I'm just like, okay. Sorry, I got distracted. But not, the fact that we touched on those same things, that just further proves that
Yeah, no,
whoever it is that this message was meant for, they're going to hear it twice, at least twice, back to back.
yeah, no. The truth gets drilled in, and this is why we need value systems for these truths, because this will
Yeah.
come out, and like this could change somebody, and that goes into the God bank, and we do it for that,
Yeah.
not for the withdrawal from the God bank, but just to deposit into that, because your rewards come in ways that you can't even see coming
Exactly.
at 10x usually, like you said, and right when you don't think it's going to come. And that's
So when you stop looking for it is when it comes.
yeah, that is so true. Yeah.
It's not like it's not ever linear. It's like it happens when it happens, but it's going to happen when you stop trying.
Boom. Yeah,
You're already taking the steps, which is another thing I literally visually mapped out
mm-hmm.
in the video. You're already taking the steps. You're already going through the motions. You're already doing the thing. You're feeling the feelings. You're in the energy of. But you just have to be consistent.
Yeah. What?
Consistently take small steps towards what you want. Consistently live in that energy of who you are innately. Consistently believe that you are progressing towards your goals, your aspirations, and your dreams, and be at peace with whatever happens. When you lose that expectation of anything, then it's gonna happen.
Yeah, because the most beautiful part about it is as you're taking these little steps and like word to just so many people have made songs about the little things. Like Georgia Smith, she got one. She's like, "It's the little things that keep me high." She's a banger. But these little things, little do you know, you're just on your spiral because time is more like the spiral, less linear. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This the linear and the lines really comes from just constructing a plane around us in this third dimensional plane. That's why 3 has curves in it and
Mm-hmm.
4 got the lines. But this 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 plane that they've put us on lies to us habitually, and
Oh yeah.
it's
Just
like
like people think wealth comes from work. Wealth comes from a mindset. Wealth comes from energy. Everything is energy. Everything flows to, or everything is a currency. Everything.
yeah,
You are a currency. Your energy that radiates off of you is a freaking
yeah,
currency. That's why you can feel
mm-hmm,
someone's mood. That's why even a blind person can tell you exactly how you feeling, and they can tell you sooner because they don't have the confusion of what your
the illusion,
of your face. Yeah, of their eyes.
yeah, and
They're hearing the tone. They're feeling the energy.
yeah, even these eyes, like just some wild things about the fact that we have eyes, and like we literally use this as a way. And if you look at at the last few words of things like realize,
Mm-hmm.
memorize, visualize, like these are all things that are in the mental state. You
Right.
know, these are things that have to be passed through your vision,
Mm-hmm.
your eyes, because this is really dealing with the ions and the ionosphere, and like what you keep your eye on is what ionizes within this
Right.
world.
Where energy goes, where attention goes, energy flows.
Yeah, and that's why like fruition, creation, like
Mm-hmm.
anything with a Tion at the end of it, that T is the cross, whatever you think the cross is, and
Right.
then that ion, that is a crossing of the ions. And these letters, don't forget, letters are nothing but symbols, which are nothing but representative of stars
Right.
and things. All of this added layer of stuff. It's like you got to take it back past the etymology, past the what do they even call that? The calligraphy.
Mm-hmm.
Like these all have motions and are to evoke emotion from you, because when you vocalize, you provoke and evoke like energies out
Oh
here,
yeah.
and this is sound somatics. This is very simple. This is like scientifically proven that everything
Absolutely.
that come, yeah, word to speaking in your motherfucking water. You know what I'm saying? Speak into that water. You
I
know,
do
and
actually speak into
yeah,
my water,
yeah,
and you know they did a case study on speaking into water, and then
mm-hmm,
they froze it, and anything that you say positive into the water created beautiful
mm-hmm.
patterns, but then when they spoke negatively into the water, it created ugly things.
Jagged and
And then they said, but you're 90% water. So if you're 90% water and you're speaking positively about
mm-hmm,
yourself, of course you're going to
yeah,
create a beautiful thing. But think about how you speak to your children. If you're speaking it to them and into a negative way, they're going
mm-hmm,
to turn into something you don't like. Same
yeah,
thing with everything and everyone.
yeah. Jaded, 'cause I'm the one that jaded you.
Mm-hmm.
Another good song, Aerosmith, Jaded.
I do like
Good little
Aerosmith.
vibe right there.
How are you feeling about your hair?
I like as I looked at it up there, I loved it, and like as now I look at it here, I'm loving the 6 actually,
Yay.
because I did turn 36 as well, by the way.
How fitting.
So
Happy
yeah,
birthday.
thank you.
You're so young.
I
I'm
was,
42, so.
I mean, that number of the universe. So I'm glad that you got that. You should look that up.
What?
42. You know, even making a declaration about this is the number of the universe kind of creates a mental substrate for that being so. And they made a movie about this 42, and or no, it was called The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe.
I heard about that. I don't know why I haven't watched it yet because it literally fits into everything I like.
Yeah.
But maybe I really should.
Yeah, always something to explore. Somebody like you, you'll find,
The hidden words and
yeah,
hidden meanings.
you'll find something in
Did you
it.
ever watch Cloud Atlas?
Oh yeah, love that movie. Yeah,
So you,
yeah,
oh, I loved it.
yeah.
I loved it the first time. I loved it the second time, and
That's,
I need to watch it again.
that's a movie
And
you watch a few
I
times.
tried to tell people that movie is so fascinating, and there's so many Easter eggs throughout that entire movie. That movie is life.
That's the thing. You gotta tell people, hey, it's got Halle Berry in it.
Right.
And Doctor Strange. You gonna love it.
Halle Berry. No, I'm playing.
Yeah.
But no, but I realized most people don't like it because they don't have the capacity for it. And even last night, like I was really just reflecting on the way that my brain can hold 3 conversations and bounce between them. And most people can't do that. But I'm just like, in order to really get to those next levels of elevation, you have to be able to unlock your brain to that stage. Mm-hmm. That's why they always tell people, teach your kid an instrument, teach your kid music. Mm-hmm. And that's why both, like my oldest daughter, I know she could play like 8 instruments.
Oh, wow.
My youngest daughter can play 1, or no, she can play 2. Actually, she can do the guitar and she can do the clarinet. But, and then also, like, even at an early age, I always sung like Fall in a Canzona to my kids, which is like a Latin song I learned from choir. I just always liked it. Mm. So even as a baby, like they went to sleep to rhythmic taps with foreign language. Yeah. And just all that kind of stuff is probably why they are, I believe that's all why they're so open-minded. Even just the fact that they come here and they know, Mommy wants to watch a Korean movie in Korean, so we're going to sit and read for 2 hours on the TV.
Like that.
So, where's the popcorn? Yeah. Like, all that kind of stuff, because I try to teach them how...
But open to that.
They're so open to it. Just like drinking tea 2 to 3 times a day is normal around here. Just all those different things that most people think is being fancy, not realizing, no, this is the standard here.
Yeah, it's
meditation, intentionally meditating too.
Yeah, not just I meditate when I do this. It's like no, meditating, like consecrating. If you can consecrate the time, who else is gonna consecrate that but you?
Right?
Or do you still need religion? Do you need an intercessor between you and God, or are you gonna step up to the plate?
Right.
And
time doesn't flow like people think it does.
Yeah, definitely not linear.
It was never linear. Just like how you have some classes and they feel like they're going really quick, and then some seem like they're going really slow. Mm-hmm. You could do the same thing in your life. And if once you really focus on it, I've been playing with it a lot, and you can focus on it. And there's some things that just happen super quickly, and there's some things that just seems like they're taking forever. But I'm really playing with the notions of a lot of stuff lately. And it just makes you realize that there are so many lies that are told in the world. And one of the things that I really focused on, which I'm realizing this camera is everywhere, but it's on the wall. Let me kind of, there we go. Could have noticed that sooner. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so one of the things I noticed, and when I was just sitting in my silence, because that's really what you have to do. Sit in silence, is how we are all gods. That's why God says, don't put any other God above me. Mm-hmm. So when you're focusing on your partner that you love too much, you're actually loving a God more than you love God. Because God said you are all created in my image.
Idolatry.
If you are literally created to be in God's image, then you are a creator. You are a God. Mm-hmm. That's why whatever you believe, whatever you think, is all manifesting into your next state. That's why things just magically seem to happen for some people. Mm-hmm. Just like I always find a parking spot when I'm downtown Nashville for free. Bro. But there's some people who can never get a parking spot. They actually on time and early for everything and still can't park. Just like I always end up with free stuff. I don't know how. I just always end up free. I got 6 of my ceiling fans installed for free
Mm.
because I'm loved, I'm blessed, and I am always taken care of. I don't need to know the why. I just know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Just like I put it out there in the world. I was like, hey, I don't know who's gonna do this, but I would really love for someone to put up my ceiling fans.
It's kind of like how our third dimensional physical existence casts a shadow on the two-dimensional plane. That's why our shadow is 2D. It's
Oh
like,
my gosh. Okay,
yeah.
put a pin in it. Hold on to that thought. Don't lose it. So I actually did talk about shadow work and how.
Mm.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. No, they didn't, because I'm realizing, like, go ahead, because they don't know. Somebody's like, what the hell y'all mean by shadow? All right,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, so just the shadow we all know. The nigga behind you. Right there. That one right there. That shadow, just as easily as you cast that shadow with every movement you do, intentional or unintentional, that is what happens from your mind to your body
Mm-hmm.
as intentional or as unintentional. And it's like,
With what you believe.
imagine if you could actually control those movements. You see how easily it's reflected on your two-dimensional plane. Like, if I'm seeing me cast that shadow on me right there, I'm controlling that easy AF. And that works the same way with our mental garden and being able to plant the right seeds. And because whether as a man thinketh says, whether you cultivate your garden or let it grow wild, it will come forth.
Right.
And that come forth will be your third dimensional entity. What is that? What is that creating? Just like your third dimensional creates that two dimensional, that is the exact reciprocation. And that shadow that's right behind you, that's right there, that come after, you know what I'm saying? First is the light, then the shadow. But without the dark, there wouldn't be no light either. Darkness is absent of light. And just being able to play with these universal truths and understand your part in them is your only thing you got to do to actually live a happy life. No, fuck happy, live a fulfilled
Fulfill
existence
joyous.
here. Yeah, like,
yes.
because a lot of these states are transitory, and but you're the one who can transgress through them as long as you're being the creator of the experience.
Right.
It's easy. It feels good not to be the creator sometimes. Shout out my passenger princesses out there. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Right there in the side, right there, and it's cool. But you got to drive something in your own life at some point too, before you figure out you're on the wrong path. You're like, oh shit, how'd I get here?
Right.
It's like, well, you got to navigate sometimes, and that navigation is
Well, you're always
work.
navigating. The people don't realize it, but as you ingest, you're navigating.
Yeah.
It's micro, but it's still it's happening on a macro level, but it's still happening.
Yeah, navigation is something that I would say you're always moving.
Yeah, moving. There we go. That's probably a better way to say it. But you're always progressing one way or another. That's that pendulum again. But you're always, with every positive thought, with every positive motion towards your goal, for every step you take to embetter yourself, improve yourself, to not linger into that argument, to let that 90-second worth of negativity pass because you realize that you're digressing into something that's no longer relative.
You actively cut it. You're like,
yeah.
No. And like, you gotta be like, it helps me to visualize sometimes, like me taking a bad thought and throwing it in the recycle bin. And
I like that.
I even hear that, and I'll right click on it and delete that bitch again. Because it's like, just make sure it's out. I mean, this thing works. Is so intuitive. It is, and translative property. So I can translate how the properties in the computer work to how the properties in my mind work.
It's the same.
Because these are just a similar subjects. Like I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to get something out of my data, and I don't want this in my data no more. Don't rock with me in my data. I need that out, so I'm throwing it in the bin. I don't need that. Any bad thoughts like that, and I hear that noise too. Doom.
I like that.
And this is why, like, when you start to add other things with it, like, this is what the senses are for. Like, this is somebody on YouTube right now, Professor Jang, killing it right now. This dude, he was talking about how pharaohs back in the day were controlled by priests.
Right, they were.
As a matter of fact, they were controlled by the priests.
They were puppets and didn't know it.
And they would take them through ritual abuse and certain things just to evoke certain memories in certain times. So, like, they would literally make you have sex with somebody and smell this incense for the first time. So now that they play the incense, they use the incense, they burn the incense.
The feeling of it.
Yeah, and say you have to make a decision that they want you to be happy about it. They're going to burn that incense. So your proclivity within your mind is going to, I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling like, yeah, I want to make that move, you know, or something traumatic, like you got aped or something like that, you know, and they had a candle burning during that time. You smell that candle burning again, it's gonna bring up those things, just like how
you're gonna react from a fear-like state.
Yeah, and music has the same effect. And, you know, some visuals have the similar stimulants, but these are all very powerful realizations that one can make. And that's the beauty of our existence, is that we can actually program ourselves like that instead of having somebody else try to program us.
Oh, I definitely do it for myself. And that's why, even though I have so many projects that I know I could have been finished, I took it upon myself to change the things that bother me the most, because I'm like, by changing these things, I'm changing my, like, it's taking away those last few moments of every time I look at this, I think this. But now I look at it and I'm like, just like my TV. My very first gift to myself via divorce was my TV downstairs. That was my fuck you gift. And every time I look at it, I'm like, I'm in abundance, and I won. Sucks to be you, buddy.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, I can't believe you spent all that money on a 100-inch TV. And did.
Yeah.
Every time I look at it, it's a reminder I'm in abundance. So like, but you don't even watch TV, ma'am. But when I do, it's not about how often I do it, but when I do. It's just like a lot of stuff. I'm like, just like with my garden and everything else, like, it's just a visual reminder of how blessed I am and how abundant I am, and how everything I touch is amplified and grows into something so beautiful. And I tell people, like, that's why carpenters, gardeners, all the things of the hand, God wants you to have something that you do that is of the hand, to reinforce the belief that you have the power of creation.
That's real.
And even if you can't necessarily write or do anything like that, if you can speak, you're still creating. If you make content, you're still creating. And then I realized that maybe the reason why all my blessings have been so amplified so quickly is because I'm constantly in a state of flow. I'm always in a state of creation. I'm constantly creating. From the moment I wake up to the time I go to bed, I'm in some form of creation or learning.
I'm always seeing the fruits when I come through.
Yeah.
This time it was 6 ceiling fans, you know what I'm saying?
And the box of the ceiling fans sitting in the dang.
Yeah, it's always coming through. Last time it was the garden. Like, there's,
and it's still doing some stuff out there. I have melons out there now.
Oh, nice. No, any more melon nabbers?
No, they actually stopped. Nice. I think that just happened so I could make a video about it. But no, the new ones, they haven't been touching them. I have a bunch of tomatoes. I have basil. I have onions. I have an overgrown rosemary bush. Like, that thing is massive.
Nice.
I have so much. And I'm just realizing, like, my flowers, I used to tell everybody that those, you remember I told you that I was like, oh, this is a pretty little shrub, but it only blooms once, right? You remember I told you that, right?
Yeah. The one up front?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's around my backyard. It's been blooming the entire season. It bloomed the entire season.
Dang.
From spring to now, there's still flowers outside.
Wow.
And I remember, because I was like, who did I tell? I know I told somebody that these things only bloom once.
Yeah. And that's and that's like, you spoke about it, and you see how quickly the universe said, hold up now. Like, and that's the power of that tongue,
The
where
power of the tongue, yeah.
it's like, damn, like, and there seems to be a almost a nefarious element to existence of proving you wrong all the time, but it really,
It proves whatever you believe. Just like I told God I wanted flowers. I said, God, I miss having flowers.
yeah,
And because I used to get flowers all the time for my ex. I was like, I miss getting flowers. And now God's just like, yo, you miss flowers, Markette? I'm going to make sure you have flowers every day. And now I have so many flowers every day. All I got to do if I want to be around some flowers is go outside.
I like that.
Look at my window. Like, literally, flowers. And I see hummingbirds everywhere now, too. So I'm sure you probably know the hidden meaning behind that.
What is that? Is that's our state bird too, right?
I don't know, maybe.
I think it actually is.
But
Since you
I
said
have
bird.
hummingbirds that live around my house and in my yard. They're constantly just outside.
Spiritual messengers. Like
Yeah.
what?
But maybe you could look it up. But yeah, I just see them everywhere now. Even like I was on this run, like I did. Of course, for me it was a run walk, more walking than running. But I finished early.
Hey, I'm working out,
man. But yeah, even there, I was like, oh look, there's a hummingbird, and there's literally a hummingbird on this flower. I'm running towards this hummingbird, and it sit there until I walk past it. And dude was like, oh, he's like, there was a hummingbird. I was like, yeah. I said, you didn't see it before? He's like, how did you notice that you were running? I'm like, because it was meant for me to see it. Like, what do you mean?
Boom, like that.
But then I thought about that and opportunities. How many opportunities that just magically seem to fall into my lap? But it's like, you have to be open to it.
The little things.
Yeah, open to the little things.
And it's like this, and people think that it's too complex, that God will give you signs that directly and that discreetly. Like, oh, just this bird means that, but if you never looked into it, you could never catch the sign, and you could never understand that all of this in your visual light spectrum that you see is only 3% of light. You're only seeing a small part of this.
Yeah.
And the deep blue sea that you don't see, like, that is where the inner workings and the structures of abundance and amazingness, like, that's where all that happens. And
absolutely.
So if you could just stop to smell the roses every now and then, you would understand that something greater is at work here, and just appreciate that. And that's all that the all asks for, is like just an appreciation of what life is, this grand experiment we're all in.
And then one of the other things I noticed too is, you know how they always say God loves a cheerful giver? People think that they have to just give financially in order to achieve that. But I tell everyone, start small. All your scrap food that you keep throwing in a trash can, throw it in your yard. See what happens. Just throw it in your yard. Give it to the grass. Give it to a tree. Give it to your local cat. Just throw it outside.
Yeah, offering. Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah, literally, it's an offering to the God. And
pick up trash.
Yeah.
By the way, also, if you
I do pick up trash. I actually do that, and then also just recycling, like. All outside, like right now I have cardboards looking crazy on the side of my fence right there because I'm building that up, and that's going to turn into dirt eventually. But I always try to reuse as much as I can, and I always try to donate as much as I can, because how can you be in abundance if you're constantly in the mindset of lack?
Yeah.
And when you're in a state of giving, and when you're in a state of reusing, when you're in a state of just being open to all the goodness, you have to be willing to give.
Yeah.
You can't be stingy and say you're in a flow state.
Boom. Yeah.
That's not. It's counterintuitive.
Abundance is definitely a frequency, and like, we're very ambivalent, always switching frequencies.
Always.
But the more you attune yourself, just like you tune into a television channel, you tune into this.
Like a tuning fork, or even like a guitar, as you twist the dials on it.
Yeah, tuning.
Yeah.
And this shit can be like a cartoon that you draw if you actually would tune into these forces that are at work. But that's the whole point of modernity. And we're now in post-modernity, they will call it, this era of life that humanity is in. And postmodernism started in about 1950s, and that is just when we're, after we've got, this is the city life, pretty much, postmodernism, and people are now denatured to where you don't know where your food comes from in the grocery store. You
Right.
just see a sticker and you believe it, or you get the meal and you reheat it. But this
Right.
is not. Those are so far out of what life was about. Even just a short point ago,
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot more complex than that, a lot more simple than that. And you had a lot more skills. And what we're missing in the meantime is that connection that you were speaking of earlier, about the connection with your hands
Right.
and God, and being able to actually, experience creation. And that's what I liked so much about blue collar work when I used to do some above ground pool building and stuff like that. It was just like you could really see what a hard day's work is, and like what you can actually build up after a day. And I was taught to think, that was not as what I was supposed to do in the world, because I'm
Really.
like, because it was like, business. You got to do business. You got to go to business school. You got to go work in a corporation. I was so ready to give my life to a corporation. As I was going into college, I thought I even joined a business fraternity just to get better standing for it.
Mm.
Was the president of that, but luckily within school, I also found mushrooms, and something to take me out of my normal state of mind, to make me realize, holy cow.
It's funny you say that. My friend told me I should try it. I was like, I don't do drugs. It's like, but you should try that at least once because of the way you are.
I think it's a good
Not.
friend.
I was like, I'm scared. I'll have to have somebody do it with me to make me feel safe because I would not do it by myself.
Yeah, no, it's
Get a little tribe. We can all try it together.
mm,
Hypothetically, we could all try it together.
no, I mean that's how it is. You got to see the shaman, and you're braiding up a shaman right now, because those I've been a lot of people's gateway into that door, just because that was something that I sought out within college. I was like, wait, you mean I never was attracted to the white stuff? I was like, I don't know about that, but
That's dangerous.
psychedelics, that sounds something ethereal. Like that's something that exists, that's natural, it grows out the ground. Okay, I'm gonna try that. And when I did, wipe away any sort of preconceived notions I had towards it and jumped into it. And then it's funny, my guy, he's a producer. Word to the conversation today. He's a producer,
Right.
and his name is God No Other. Amazing production, and he used to do the soundtracks for my podcast. And he tried mushrooms the first time through, and he was like, he said he couldn't stop laughing and crying because he was like, "Oh God, like this." He's like, "Oh, we just in here like that." Like he's just the most expressive, comical type dude. Like he's so dope.
Oh, he's like it naturally.
Yeah, he's just like that. Period. But he was just like, he's like, I knew. He's like, I just started eating handfuls of these. He's like, He's like, I couldn't believe. He's like, I wanted to see more because I knew that it was something I had been so afraid of, and it was everything that is me, and I just couldn't believe it, and I was like,
Oh, so maybe that's
oh.
why some people are scared when they take it. Is because they always avoid themselves. In a mushroom state, you're encompassed by yourself.
Mushroom is the oldest living organism on Earth.
Yeah, it's in everything. I actually take mushroom powders daily.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why I've been more like because I've been on this whole mushroom kick, like with the lion's mane, turkey tail, ashwagandha
yeah, and this
daily.
this psilocybin, and that specific mushroom, like, because some of these other ones, they do wonders for your mental, being able to access different mental planes.
Yeah.
But like being able to actually be in line and in flow state for with some of the psilocybin that happens, that's next level. It's like, holy cow, I'm really starting to see what this life is like, what extra there is. You know, they'll call it a hallucination. They'll call it all these other things, but what you can't call it is broke, or you can't call it not ancient. Like, this is what they've done for years. You know, this
Right.
is even what, science, when they lie to us, they're like, this is actually how y'all became uh homo homo erectus man. You know, you were a different type of humanoid, and then they say, some will say the Anunnaki abducted us and added different DNA lines,
Mm-hmm.
and then some will say we had a mushroom. But whether it's the Anunnaki or the mushroom, something changed.
Right.
And as a human, like, it is incumbent on you to figure out what this is, because this isn't this. You're not alive to work. You're not alive only to reproduce. You're alive to be in awe. And awe, I'll spell it differently. I'll spell it like AUE, and that stands for augmented user experience. Because the more that you're in joy, the more that you're in awe, the more that you're understanding the grandiosity of God and what this is.
Right.
And that's just our that can be existence for everybody, but you got to really be understanding that
That
this is what
actually
I'm here
makes
for.
sense. And that's why I always stay into gratitude. And that's why I get mad at people who call me with negativity first thing in the morning, because it's like it interrupted my gratitude time,
Hmm.
which I don't want anybody calling me with a bunch of
I'm about to say
negativity
that.
anyway. But it's worse first thing in the morning. Like, don't wake me up and tell me about something I don't care about.
Oh yeah,
It's
no,
none of my
don't
business.
even.
Yeah.
I don't even feel calls. I don't feel calls until after 12 most of the time. I'm just like, hey, it's not time yet.
Right. How do you feel about that before I spray it down?
I'm liking it. I definitely want to like, so in the back it's like this one kind of goes that way, but like the rest of them, is there like a slant happening over here too on these?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, there's a slant on all of them.
Okay, yeah,
It's
that's what.
like slightly rounded.
Yeah, because it's not, because I've seen them where they start here and it's like a full round,
No.
and yeah, I'm
So it
not.
goes like this.
Oh, I felt that.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Nice, nice.
But yeah, I don't know. I think about a lot of stuff, and I realize that it's like it's crazy. It's like the more you think, the more you want to think. The more you are open to experiences, people, places, things, the more you invite in. And I know that sounds crazy. It's just I don't want it to cake up, so I'm just gonna blow dry this in. But I don't
Okay,
want to ruin it.
okay.
But I think about all that kind of stuff too. So now I'm just really more so into all of this. And I want, like, I do it to my kids too. Like, I tell them about how all this stuff works together, how you have to be positive mindset, how you got whatever you believe. And I'm not sure if I posted the video or not. I need to go back and check and make sure I did. But I literally did a video on Peter Pan and how
Mm,
Peter Pan was literally a manual to how to live life.
mm. It's funny because they try to kind of talk against Peter Pan,
But think
and
about it, manifestation.
yeah, not because they,
You said
this,
they were speaking against it? Who was it?
or within like maleness, they're like, oh, because he doesn't want to grow up. That's what
Right.
they often say about that. But people need to look at what it is to actually, what they call it, adult. Like,
Right.
do you know what it means to adulterate?
Mm-mm.
Like, and this was a trip when I figured out like what adulterate means. I just want to get it to say it. Adulterate. Render something poorer in quality by adding another substance, typically an inferior one. So that's what to adulterate something. So
Well, that makes me feel whimsical because I'm always told that I'm very childish.
yeah, so it's like this.
And I'll be like, but I like being in a childlike state, so.
Yeah, it's like don't go for the game. Like they literally are trying to dumb you down with all this other stuff that's important, but you're the determinant of that. Like what is important to you. Now I also have my phone or
Yeah, we can do
whatnot.
that.
Should I do the phone too, or
Yeah, let's do
with
that.
that cake? Or
No,
and
come on.
do you, did you put rubber bands on these?
I'm going
Yeah?
to. I
Okay,
haven't
cool.
done it yet. I just didn't want to like heat up the rubber band.
Okay, okay, oh yeah.
I mean, it won't hurt it, but it will weaken it. But yeah, I definitely will.
Amazing. Yeah, but word to that, you know how they call something that's like unadulterated. You
Yeah.
know? And it just seems something like real free and wild and crazy and
Just like they called the native savages, but they were
yeah,
the most connected to everything,
yeah,
and they didn't have to force anything. They didn't have to be stressed. They didn't have to do anything. They were just being, and that's how everything happened for them.
yeah. And but it's like they don't. That's why they want you to rely on the system
Mm-hmm.
and not the sister, Mother Earth, or Father God. You know, and
Exactly.
these are just slight lies that they've told to our eyes. And it's like this.
It's a little bit more than slight, but yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
You can put the sugar on there if you want to, but no. I think about all that kind of stuff, and that's why I lean into like telling everybody, like, don't tell me that. That's none of my business. You can fearmonger all you want to. That's none of my business. I don't get into all that. I'm too busy being creative. I'm too busy being in a state of flow and being amazing. Like, I don't want to hear it. Because the
Yeah,
thing is, it only works if you listen to it. It's just like they always talk about black magic and witchcraft and all that stuff, but you literally do it to yourself every day.
oh yeah, cursing. So
You're
yeah,
cursing yourself every day. You're literally cursing others every day. You're literally being in this place of lack because of how you feel. You're shifting your own energy, good or bad.
yeah. And this it's up to us to start with the right mentality. You know, and that's why people always like the mentality is the beginning, and that through the what we talked about the universal laws, that is the beginning of all these things because you have to think that things can change before they actually can. And
Right.
the whole point of this system is to stomp out any bit of variability. It's like, no, we need to know exactly what is happening, when it's happening, why it's happening, and what to do with it.
Right.
And that's the messed up part. It's like, no, they're really here to keep us from interlocking with our best selves.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not. But God knows no lack. God knows no limit.
God knows no fear. When you're in a fearful state, you are not being in your godlikeness.
God knows I ain't never tied my do rag this good before. There we go. You my dear.
Oh.
No, this is.
I was like, oh.
I'm good.
So I was like, let me make sure he likes the way I'm doing this.
No, this
And then you answered me. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay,
This is
cool.
my first professional do rag tying. There we go. I'm liking it.
Well, let me take notes.
Cause I'd be wondering. I was like, should I just keep this one flat? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, if you put a little bend in it, it just gives it a little bit more stability. So that's why I always kind of do like a little bend on it first before I put it down.
okay, that's the first bend that you did. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And then I just like smooth lines. So that's just some of that's OCD. Like you just
Hey,
call a thing a thing.
my type people right there. Just
Yeah. People thinks that perfectionism makes everything perfect and neat, but they have no idea. Like, no, it will put you in a state of freeze until you get it the way you really actually want it. It's not the same.
nah, that is the other side of the pendulum. The as above and the
is.
so below.
Exactly. You know, one of the things that I always think about that I've been telling people about, and they always thought I was crazy, but now science is starting to prove that I was never insane. So, you know how there's a million type of fish?
Mhm.
There are a million type of birds.
Mm-hmm.
There are a million types of snakes, lizards, and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So why would we be the only beings like us? If
And
God is a creature of habit and God is constantly creating, and there are so many types of people with so many different looks about them, why would we be the only intelligent beings?
yeah, I mean they're
Why would this be the only world? Why would this be the only solar system? And now they found another solar system that's just like our solar system.
yeah, and they keep on slow leaking things, and
Yeah,
now this month actually Atlas 3I,
I think that's the new one, right?
the foreign object coming towards Earth that has been they've been tracking with our two most powerful telescopes. You know, they've seen it change trajectory. They see it has emanating its own light. They
I've
don't know what
been
it
telling people
is.
about that.
So they're like, okay, what is about to happen? And so don't be surprised if you see some Project Bluebeam type stuff. You know, that's because there's only one conspiracy theory, and it's called the New World Order. And this whole time, the conspiracy theory is so deep, it contains everything else that you've heard about it, but the one is the one world order. That is the only conspiracy theory. And yeah, it has to do with aliens. Yeah, it has to do with a mark of the beast. Yeah, it has to do with technology. All them things, and we see them very present in the day in the world that we live in today. So know that you're in the days now. So
Yeah.
might as well live it like it's your last, because it may be. So get on it.
But the thing is they want you to fear everything.
Yeah. So yeah.
But the thing about it is, think about Jesus. Think about all the different things, all the different people in history that's created so many miracles. Think about
Mm-hmm.
so many people who lifted cars and all those other
Mm-hmm.
things.
No, that.
Like how are those people those people? Even like think about how some people age like
Mm-hmm.
raisins, and how other people rage like they don't.
Yeah.
They seemingly don't age.
It's time.
And I thought about it even for myself. Like I look at my favorite Facebook memories on this day,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell people like, "Oh no, that was 10 years ago. No, that was 15 years ago." And they're like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, Facebook proved that on this day, 15 years ago, 10 years ago."
Yeah. I thought that was like one of the coolest functions of Facebook. Bought Time Hop. Time Hop is what started doing that, taking your social media and showing you across whatever you were logged in. It would show you what you did on this day, how many years back, and
Hmm.
whatnot. And it was
Time
so cool.
capsuling people, technically.
Yeah, you know, if we're going to categorize our data, I might as well be might as well be to my advantage to where I can
Exactly.
see it.
I
And
like that. I think about that kind of stuff too. Just like even with people are like, "How are you going to be remembered?" And I'm like, "I'm going to be immortalized." And they're like, "Well, how are you immortalizing yourself?" Social media.
yeah,
I'm literally immortalizing myself through social media. Every facet of my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, the way I emote is captured.
mm-hmm.
And it's not. Initially, I did it just because I just wanted to. I just felt the inclination to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got into it more because I was like, I want my kids to have memories of me. But then I just felt like, no, we're gonna really lean into this because I have something to give.
Overdrive.
And yeah, and it's important. And the more I share how I feel, the better I feel. But then I realized this was always my calling, and I just never initially got it. And that's why I can literally say every feeling, everything, and be in any moment and capture the right moment, because in this moment I'm doing what I was meant to do, versus someone comes to me wanting to have that same openness, and I'm looking at them like, yo, I'm an introvert. Why are we doing it? I'm about to really deflect. I don't know what you're trying to do. Leave me alone. And there are some people I can be extremely open with, and there are some people, not many. One person in particular, I don't know why. I feel like, dear diary, I have to tell you about this, and I'm like, why did I tell you about this? Like catching myself off guard in hindsight, reading back some stuff, I'm cringing, like I can't believe I just said that.
I mean, yeah, this when the frequency when the student when the master appears when the student is ready. So like when you're ready to share something, somebody can help you get it out.
Yeah, and that's why I realized too. Some people in our lives are our life helpers, even if a lot of times we think they're there for a forever relationship, but sometimes they're actually put into our lives because God wants us to be more transparent. And even though that's that person that pisses you off, that just always seems to just magically inch their way back around you somehow, even though you're just like, I don't even like you, but then other people could do less and you really like cut dry, burn, blow the ashes away, and close the window.
Yeah,
and then put some sealing around it to forever.
There's a Kanye song right now. It's one of my favorite. He's like, burn everything. Burn everything. I just can't change. Burn everything.
I feel that sometimes though. Yeah. Like I literally. That's so fun. We all both ended on the same hairway. But a girl who just left earlier, she ended up with her hair like I had wrapped it just to blow dry it. And then she's like, "Ooh, that's the perfect wrap. I'm about to." She said, "Leave it like that." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And then today, then you come. Then I wrapped yours. I was just gonna like pull it back off or whatever. And you're like, "Nah, this is perfect." I'm like, "You know, if it's perfect, we're gonna keep it."
Yeah.
Because I can't guarantee that I'm gonna get it just this perfect twice. So I was just like, let me just leave it.
Yeah. No, this wrap is staying on, and I like to keep it on there for 24 hours. You know, just so everything sits in.
Yeah.
As it does, and then I'm going to Boston, going to Cali.
Oh, you about to live it up.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this is actually perfect Cali braids.
Word. Okay. Well, I'm gonna be out there.
That was right on brand. Yes. that's crazy. So I'm wondering if that's also a message for me about how I finally put the finishing touches to finally just be done with so many mindsets in my life.
Hey.
That actually makes sense.
Burn everything.
Wow. Because you know that's how it works, right?
I mean, what, besides you saying I'm done with that? Or
no,
confirmation?
The confirmations.
Yeah.
Like the way that they just... And now that I'm trained my brain to see the signs, like, what? Like, I actually ended up accidentally double booking you all. But then she actually came 30 minutes early and you had to come 30 minutes later than I expected, which means both appointments were perfect. And I still had a break in between.
Wow.
And y'all both were like, okay, we're finished.
Yeah.
And it was like a finality that's not something that ever happens. Most people are like, ooh, let me show my hair. Or, ooh, I'm fresh right now. I'm about to show this off. Like, yeah. So the fact that there's a lid on both.
There we go. Yeah.
Then that's the lid. Like I finally broke to that next elevation.
Yeah, you're the observer, and it's like this. You see, in linear time, things may not have worked the same, but as the natural unfurling of time took place, and you know, time is a action-based thing.
Right.
So we were all taking actions to come to this conclusion right here. And then it could be even as smooth as you telling me these are West Coast braids when I'm about to go to the West Coast. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna check out East for a few days. I'm gonna see my brother in the West, and he always has really fresh braids. So now I get to compete with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's gonna be good.
That's funny how that works. That's another synchronicity.
Yeah, and that's why it's like just exploring the relevance of them to our lives is crucial to people, and I wish people would take it more seriously because
I do too.
This is not a joke, and but you can laugh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When they say band plans, God laughs.
Right, but the thing
be like
is,
God.
The thing is, I feel like more people are because my content is growing, and so the fact that more people are actually watching and listening and following, that means more people are awakening.
Yeah, no,
But the thing is once you awake, you can't go back to sleep.
Unless somebody puts you to sleep.
Right.
That's what they're coming for. So don't get put to sleep.
Right. I think about all that kind of stuff because I just like, even just the way I just don't with people anymore. And I'm just like, nah, no offense, but be offended. I don't care. Because that's really where I'm at in life right now. Because...
No offense, but be offended.
Yeah, yeah. Because that's where I'm at.
No offense, but be offended. I'm on the
You built
offense.
more muscle.
I say I be in the gym, be in the I be in the grocery aisle too, because I definitely had some cakes for the birthday and whatnot. But I went through a good little cleanse on that, and I know been working out more this week, so it's like I'm about to do some damage. Going to the east to the west, it's gonna be crazy. I mean, even my friend who's up in the East Coast, he's like, bro, you know, I'm about to put you on all these spots, dog. We gotta do that. I'm just like, okay, it's gonna
So
be rough.
a good old fast it's gonna happen when you get back.
Yes, yes, yes. Got to
Fasting, tea fast.
get back into the thing. I always do like a 3 day water fast or whatnot, but like being able to break back into my
You do
routine,
just water.
just water.
Have you ever tried doing a tea fast, like a detox tea fast?
I haven't tried a detox tea fast.
Yeah, try it. Like it doesn't even have to be a detox tea, but instead of just doing water, try doing tea, like ginger, peppermint, actual detox tea,
Okay, ginger
chamomile,
peppermint. Okay.
because a lot like those actually help. Like peppermint, ginger, they help with calming the stomach. Chamomile helps with calming the mind,
Mm,
and it's also antioxidants,
mm.
and it's just comforting because it's hot.
Okay, okay,
So
yeah.
you can even incorporate like chia seeds, which
It
will help
does
you feel like
ease
you ate a little
things.
something. You
Some
could add a little
protein.
bit of honey to it. Yeah, it's gonna be proteins, omega threes,
Mm,
fiber. And then the honey's just like a little bit of sugar.
yeah.
So if you did that, even if you had to add a day just to balance out the calories of the honey, it's
Hmm.
still gonna make you feel more satiated, more energetic.
And then you said detoxification too. So
Yeah,
just
detoxification exactly.
yeah, being because
I do those type of fasts all the time. Like I literally had coffee this morning and then I've been on tea, and
mm,
I won't eat until dinner.
yeah, being able to stay regimen with that, although that switches a lot, that is something that the teas. I haven't been in that stage of life. That's more like home stuff. I used to have teas when I was like in home. I've been kind of balancing back and building up levels of Amari back to where I can actually create my own stuff. Because I even extricate my own meals now. I do meal plan that is prepped by somebody locally, and they do that prep. And I've been completely kind of denatured from that aspect as I focus in the work and building up a few of these things. But this is an ebb and a flow. And
Right,
when that pendulum comes back that other way,
right.
then I know how to integrate all these other
I
practices.
thought about doing meal preps for people too. I just didn't know how to price it or anything else. You can help me with a lot of stuff. Cause I literally thought about doing that. Cause everybody's like, "You cook so much. Do you actually like cooking?" I was like, "Yeah, actually, I do like cooking. That's why I cook for myself 2 to 3 times a day some days."
Yeah, no, if you that capacity with a bigger pot, and then
Yeah, cause I'm gonna do it anyway.
people who are around, that's how it wins right there. Because the one I mess with, Music City Fit Meals, like they keep up the menu every week. They got something different. They have like a 90-day rotation between like repeating meals and what they do, and
Oh yeah, I
they
ain't
have
to
the
that point.
caloric information on it so you know what you're doing, and like just being intentional mental with my meals going in and knowing that all right, when I'm not on the bullshit, I'm eating good,
Right.
but when it's time to bullshit party and bullshit, I
You're
know
over there.
I'm
Y'all
going
side with it.
I know, yeah, I ain't calorie counting today. You know what I'm saying? Birthday wasn't calorie counting on the birthday. We just pinky up with it. You know what I'm saying? But like, you can't live life like that. So it's like you gotta.
No, I get that. So with me, I just
Mm,
eat high protein. Like I've been eating like 4 pieces of chicken a night.
yeah, yeah.
Just super high
if you can
protein with
discipline like
hot
that,
pepper and uh, uh,
with cayenne.
no, I do like the Hispanic hot sauce. Like I go to the Mexican grocery store and I buy their pre-made
Mm,
ones that they like, not the ones off the shelf, but the ones they make in house.
what does it come in?
Just a little clear bowl.
A
It's
bowl.
just super spicy,
Interesting. I never seen.
and I just like for the last few days, all I've been eating is like 4 chicken legs with that the 2 different hot sauces with onion and cilantro and a bag of chips.
Mm.
And then like the last 2 days, I actually been doing it with 3 caramel apples with nuts, which is still fiber, protein, a bunch of sugar. But when you look at how much calorically I burn at rest,
Yeah.
I'm still eating below my calorie.
Deficit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You stay below that caloric deficit, but then I started to break into the macros, which is why I appreciate them showing me the different levels of what I'm ingesting
Yeah, I
because,
see. I don't understand none of that.
and it's simple though. So you either get your calories for your caloric deficit. You
Right.
can be under caloric deficit, but not seeing as many changes or not seeing the results that you would like. But you need to look at where your calories are coming from. If your calories are coming from fat mostly or carbs, then it's creating like not as satiated as it would from protein.
Yeah.
And having a healthy emphasis on protein is right, but it's about a balance. So about I believe the recommended balance is about 40% from carbs, 40% from protein, and then 20% from fats. But like
Yeah, because
I
I
left
still
out all
eat,
my favorite shit. Chicken wings, fat. Like
yeah.
all these things, fat. Like steak, fat. It's all
I
called.
love
I was like, damn, from fat though. I thought it was meat. Like,
yeah, my daughter actually lost weight just from eating steak with me for 4 days.
Yeah, and you can because it's protein, it's lean, and it's good, but it's still depending on like because I'm talking about like Martin's barbecue.
Oh, that's different. No, homemade.
Or some ribs like
homemade
that. Homemade is
food,
different.
not.
Yeah.
No, I'm cooking these at home with like avocado oil uh or olive oil or just no oil, just air fried.
Oh yeah, that fucking air fryer. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is like actual. But then I realized the reason why I can't eat such copious amounts of foods is because I'm home making it and I'm using good quality oils and stuff. Not.
Yeah.
I can't eat the way I eat at a restaurant. Yeah. It's if I eat the way I ate at a restaurant, I would look like I've been eating at the restaurant. Like it would be different.
There we go. And it's not looking bad, is it, live? Not looking bad, right?
Oh no, I'm good. See, I'm still good.
There it is.
Nah.
Time to cut the cameras off. Just so I got pay her. I just got pay her.
You play so much. Somebody's like, what you mean? I'm not playing. Ain't nobody didn't care. We playing, y'all.
Let them know.
Oh my gosh, you're hilarious.
But yeah. Come on downstairs.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna get out of here, but later, y'all. I wonder what kind of message I'm gonna get from this.